Fabrication of parts and components, teamwork, and efficient work strategy. Under Skill Development Program, we are providing educational solutions to the institutions and individuals. The goal is to use our skill-based learning model in order to bridge the skill gap between industry and the graduate engineers. For institutions, we have numerous different solutions such as Center of Excellence, Collaborative Technical Program, Faculty Development Program, and Student Development Program. These solutions have been designed in order to enhance the learning experience of the student in the institute and skill them as per the industry standards. If you are a professional looking for a job change, a graduate engineer looking to land the job in EV industry, or an entrepreneur looking to make an impact on the market, we have automotive skill development certified courses ready as per your interest. From the basic of electric vehicle to the depth of powertrain selection, battery and battery management system, we have it all. As of today, more than 2.4 lakh students have been benefited from our courses. Working in association with Automotive Skill Development Cell and Society of Manufacturers of Electric Vehicle, we are endorsed by several other government and private agencies such as Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Niti Aayog, Automotive Research Association of India, Earth Day Network, etc., working in the same direction. Our team at Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers is committed to work in the direction of skilling India towards a cleaner and a greener future for the generations to come. Join us and be a part of the change.
Thank you. I hope all the guests have get the idea about various initiatives taken by ISI India. Again, we are proudly announced that ISI India has partnered with Additional Skill Acquisition Program, ASAP, Higher Education Department of Kerala Government, where we are establishing 2 Centers of Excellence. Again, in CSMSS Aurangabad, SSGM Shegaon, National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, NIMSME, Govardhan Eco Village by ISKCON, and by June 2020 we will be having 20 plus Center of Excellence which will be in operation. The Center of Excellence in association with MG Motor India and ASIS, supported by the Society of Manufacturers of Electric Vehicles and certification partner Automotive Skill Development Council ASDC. The Center of Excellence aims to create an ecosystem for skill-based education, research, innovation and entrepreneurship with skilling, reskilling and upskilling the youths of India. Thus, to establish a strong association of experiences and facilities for research and innovation to exchange knowledge, ideas, solutions to industry and academia. Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers is aiming to establish 100 plus Center of Excellences for green mobility by 2025 across India. Now I would like to present a short video giving the details about the Center of Excellence.
The automobile industry is moving at a rapid pace, trying to gain an upper hand in the electric vehicle market. There is a lot to be done and the time is short. This has also affected the recruitment process. Thus, right now the industry is looking for individuals with the right skill set to fulfill the job roles and help them succeed. To grab this opportunity, the engineering graduates should be trained as per the industry requirement. Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers, ISIE India, being the first organization in India working to encourage green mobility, teaming up with a vast network of experts, has come up with a Center of Excellence for e-mobility research and skill development, which would act as the epicenter for innovation, incubation, and skill development, and also research in the field of e-mobility. ISI India has 9 years of excellence in training graduates and professionals, and we have been awarded as National Youth Award in 2015-16, Earth Day Network Star Award and Titans of Technology 2021, and many such awards for creating a uniquely placed tech innovation ecosystem centering around e-mobility. The Center of Excellence is a unique facility with machines, workbench, experimental setup, and research setup exclusively designed and developed by ISI India. It consists of 3 labs: EV/HEV Powertrain Research Lab, Battery Prototyping and Testing Lab, Charging Infrastructure Lab. EV/HEV Powertrain is the heart of the vehicle and responsible to deliver the power to the wheels. This lab consists of equipments and setup to help the students and faculties gain better grasp over the motor technology, hybrid vehicle and fuel cell technology. They will be able to design, prototype, test and optimize the powertrain setup. Battery for an electric vehicle is one of the most crucial and expensive components. The participant in this lab will be able to perform various mechanical and electrical tests for the battery or cell, along with the battery pack design and cell sorting. Study about the BMS functionality and design and create a safety circuit for balanced charge and discharge characteristics. Charging infrastructure. As we know, charging being the most major concern in electric vehicle, this lab consists of DC and AC chargers with integrated circuits for B2G charging. This state-of-the-art facility consists of overall charging infrastructure model for two-wheelers and four-wheelers. Under this Center of Excellence, we will be offering collaborative BTech, MTech PG diploma with specialization in electric vehicle engineering in association with top universities of India. Certification program with our industrial partners, MG Motors, Hero Electric and many others, and QP and non-QP certification program with Automotive Skill Development Council, ASTC. In our initiative to train future engineers, we have certification partner, Automobile Skill Development Council, ASTC, industry partner for skill development, MG, Dakshata, career opportunities partner, Society of Manufacturers of Electric Vehicle, SMEV, technology partner for research and development, ANSYS and Hero Electric, and many more. By 2025, ISI India, with their industry partner and universities, will be establishing 100 plus centers pan-India and train more than 5 lakh students. Come and join our hands towards a green future ahead.
Thank you. Now, I would like to welcome all today's guests for the program, starting with Professor Dr. R.S. Baba, who is the Pro-Chancellor of Chandigarh University. Dr. R.S. Baba is noted educationist with well-recognized achievements in the best institutes across the country. He has completed PhD at the age of 23 years, a record. Professor Dr. Rajinder Singh Baba, sir, was the Vice Chancellor of Chandigarh University for 8 years, and he has also visited 178 universities across 52 countries in 142 cities. He is a MSc Statistics with honors, gold medalist, played hockey at national level, Indian Combined Universities hockey team. He is elected as President of Indian Economics Association for year 2001-2002. He also has elected as AIU Vice Chancellor nominee as a member of Court and Council of Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He has also participated in 110 international, national and regional conferences, seminars and workshops. He is a life member of several national and international professional bodies. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now I would like to welcome Professor Prabhas Shankar Shukla, sir, who is the Vice Chancellor of Northeastern Hill University. Professor Prabhas Shankar Shukla was more than 28 years of experience, 11 years in Madhya Pradesh and more than 16 years in Uttarakhand. He has organized 3 international and 2 national conferences and 25 training sessions in Madhya Pradesh and Uttarakhand. He has published 48 research papers, 60 articles, 17 books, 8 manuals, 5 bulletins and 3 editor journals. He is an active member of 2 international and 5 national scientist membership. He has guided 30 students as a major advisor for MSc students, wherein genetics, plant breeding, seed technology, and also guided as advisor for 5 students and co-advisor for 10 students. Welcome to the session, sir. Now I would like to welcome Dr. T. Shashi Prabha, who is the Vice Chancellor of Satyabama University of Science and Technology. Dr. Shashi Prabha completed her graduation in computer science and engineering, started her academic career as a lecturer in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology in the year 1995. She has more than 100 publications to her credit that include journal articles, conference articles, book chapters, books and conference proceedings. An inspiring academician and mentor of research, she is guiding 8 scholars currently and producing 5 doctors. Her dedication and commitment earned her the status of Pro-Vice Chancellor of the 32-year-old Pioneer Technical Institution since December 2016. All through her career, she has been distinguished by her unique working style and has been a key person who has contributed to the development of various new initiatives of the institution. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Now I would like to welcome Professor D. Narayan Rao, who is the Pro Vice Chancellor at SRM University. He is a renowned scientist in the field of atmospheric science and radar technology. In his career spanning over 4 decades, he has been widely recognized for building institutions of excellence both in research and academia. He was appointed by the Government of India as Director, National Atmospheric Research Laboratory, NARL of ISRO Department of Space in 2002. Professor Narayan Rao has published more than 150 research papers in highly reputed international journals, and 34 students were awarded their PhD degrees under his research supervision. Dr. Narayan Rao is widely respected globally for academic and scientific assignments and for international scientific collaboration, and has partnered with peers in US, Canada, Peru, UK, Australia, Hong Kong, Sri Lanka, Japan, Italy, France, Singapore, Taiwan, etc. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Now I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Ishbir Singh, who is the Director of Engineering at Indus University. Professor Dr. Ishbir Singh is a seasoned professional in academia and administration with strong educational background. He has more than 19 years of academic, administrative, industrial experience in CAD, CAM, CAE, machine design, academic administration, and R&D. He is actively involved in academics, administration, projects, technology, transfer, training placement, career development, admissions, research, and foreign collaborations. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank
Now
you.
I would like to welcome Dr. Koteshwar Rao, who is the Director of Academics at Kalasalingam University. Dr. Koteshwar Rao is a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and is working as Director of Academics at Kalasalingam University of Research and Education. He worked as Director Academics at Welltech, Chennai, and Dean Academics at VR Siddhartha Engineering College, Vijayawada. He has also worked as Research Assistant Associate at University of Hannover, Germany, University of Klagenfurt, Austria. He has played a significant role in National Board of Accreditation in becoming a member of Washington Accord signatory by developing accreditation criteria. He has representing at International Engineering Alliance meetings, disseminating the outcome-based education and accreditation to institutions across India. He has served the NBA as a member of the Academic Advisory Committee. He is actively involved in CDIO committee and problem-based learning communities. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now I would like to welcome Dr. Amar Garg, who is the Dean Research at Shopit University. He is a seasoned academician, researcher, and academic leader having PhD in botany with 46 years of national and international experience in academics as well as academic administration, career spanning from research scholar to vice chancellor and presently as distinguished professor, dean and director by technology. He has outstanding contribution to research, having published 150 plus research papers in national and international research journals, of reputed supervised 40 PhDs, 75 MPhils, and more than 100 research projects of PG students. He has participated in over 25 international conferences abroad and 200 plus national conferences. He is a recipient of Young Scientist Gold Medal of Indian Botanical Society 1993 and a professor of Untitled Chapter Award. In last 8 years achieved a distinction to secure 100 plus placement for students with 45 plus students getting overseas opportunities for completion of PhD projects under further studies. Welcome to sir at the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to welcome Mr. Shankar Chakrabarti, who is the Director, Alliance Partnership and CSR at ISIE India. An astute and result-oriented professional with over 20 years of extensive experience in the sales and marketing operations. He is a strong business acumen with the ability to execute a wide range of sales and marketing strategies to establish market presence and increase revenue and profitability. A proactive planner with expertise in market plan execution, key account management with skills in competitor analysis. He is successful at building and leading world-class sales and marketing teams for various organizations. He has excelled at building sales channels. He has skills to drive business growth, capitalize on new revenue potential, and manage all the aspects of daily business operation. He has facilitated a team approach to achieve organizational objective, increase profitability, and enhance employee morale. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to introduce and welcome today's moderator of the event, Mr. Raghav Mittal, who is the Director, Editorial Research and Programs at Rethink India. He is a computer science and engineering graduate from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. He brings the requisite academic rigor to appreciate the recent nature of technological innovations and also the analytical capability to differentiate between the fine points of direction and approaches of deployment. His escapes at the grassroots level in the Prabhas region gives him a unique objective understanding of the limitation and opportunities in the emerging development setting which are at times overlooked. He is a gifted speaker and has conversed in depth with some of the finest minds during his decade-long career spanning development and educational journalism. He is a proactive, open and honest communicator across statutory authorities, corporate agencies, media and political establishments at all levels, stimulated by fresh challenges. Welcome to the program, sir. And now I would like to request Mr. Raghav Mittal, sir, to give a welcome note and moderate further event. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Amol. And first and foremost, I would really like to thank the Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers. When Boris Johnson Saab would have been flying back to UK yesterday late night, he would not have thought that there is an imperial power of India which is surging so very high on so very futuristic frontiers. So thank you so much for ISIE for taking up EV, which is the futuristic frontier, one of the frontier technologies which even UNSTAD and other agencies are putting forward. So, and taking up with so very passionately, and you have given me the opportunity to moderate this very esteemed session with Saptarishis of Indian academia. It is certainly my great good fortune to be in the company of such 7 savants from across the nook and cranny of the country. And the automobile capital of the country, Chennai, you have Dr. Shashi Prabha, you have Professor Koteshwar Rao, and all those right in the automobile hub of the country. Yesterday, the whole world was talking about, celebrated and commemorated the Earth Day. And so many homilies, so many tributes about Earth were talked over there. And it is for this very specific reason that we are extracting so much of oil, so much of natural gas, so much of coal from Mother Earth and converting and transforming it into the atmosphere. So the solid is being converted into the gaseous state to extract energy out of it. And it is for this very specific reason the future of electric mobility is so very important. And just the statistics show that 13.6 billion kilogram of oil we extract every year. And electrical mobility, apart from the environmental aspects, I think for a country like ours which imports the bulk of its oil, and for our economic Atmanirbharta, and in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine, I would say crisis, the war going over there, while there is a crisis of wheat also for the whole world, India is supplying a lot. So the oil import, which is creating so much of an import burden on us, is something which has to be seen in the right perspective. And that is where this EV revolution, which under the aegis of our Honorable Prime Minister, we have really made the kind of strides. And just to put out some of the statistics for our Honorable panel today, this lovely morning, because today is also the day when in 1965, one of the very important lectures was given on the doctrine of integral humanism by Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay ji, and the topic of that lecture was the Western versus the Bharatiya view. So in that essential Bharatiya view, in that essential spirit of Azadi Ki Amrit Varsh, and in that spirit of Vision 2047, when India has to really emerge as a colossal world power and Atmanirbhar Bharat, looking this thing, looking the energy efficiency of the country, and especially from a mobility perspective, Prime Minister put the agenda of net zero in 2070. The purest environmentalists are talking about that India still has 87% coal, you are talking about electrical mobility, but sir, hold on. India still has the fourth largest reserves of coal, and we are producing enough electricity to power all our electrical vehicles. Even if the entire country goes electric by 2030, we would be consuming only a very small portion of 100 terawatt hours of power, even if the entire country goes electric. So we have the electricity with us. So on a macro level, India is prepared for the electrical vehicle revolution, if that is the subject matter of today's deliberation. Even the industry has prepared ourselves for adoption of electrical vehicles in a grand fashion. In fact, EV presents a very unique proposition that it is a futuristic technology which is spearheaded by a large number of small and medium enterprises. There are around 600 EV aggregators across the nook and cranny of the country, which all the e-rickshaws you are seeing, they are the first adopters of EV vehicles. We are not talking about the fancy or the glitzy Teslas of the world, but we are talking about bottom of the pyramid empowerment, which electrical vehicles have really given it across. Now the small LEDs with the batteries over there, the hawkers, they are doing a great amount of effort. The passenger last mile, I would say, travel is happening because of the EV vehicle in a very environmental friendly manner. The preparedness, when we ask the question, is India ready for EV revolution? I would drill it down and ask the question to all our 7 eminent Saptarishis this morning, that is the Indian academic, especially the Indian higher education institutions, ready for the adoption of EV revolution? There is a talk of creating an EV infrastructure, charging stations, and a host of things. With a billion plus population, with a whopping demographic dividend, with the highest number of youngsters going to our 50,000 odd higher educational campuses, they can truly take on the mantle, they can truly take on the stewardship on their own shoulders, apart from the training, creating the requisite HR manpower, apart from entering into the research and futuristic frontiers of innovation. Higher education campuses are also the first and the foremost adopters of e-mobility. They can be the foremost adopters of e-mobility. And in India, where we have 1.2 billion mobile phones already in the place, like we are one of the highest mobile communicators. So we somewhere are truly open for the adoption of it all. So with these opening remarks, I request in this ambit, because Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande, what happens on a campus, we have the manpower, we have the workshops, we have got some of the highest degree of electrical connections with us, whether it's coming from coal or by 2030, a lot of it would be coming from solar. We have the requisite power, we have the aspirational youth with us over there who would be purchasing their first vehicle. So like earlier in 2000, we used to give gift, I would say, laptops to the incoming students. So can we think of giving the electrical vehicles? Can we think of financing? Can we guarantee them? Because there is not a lot of formal financing available for the EV sector so far. So can the universities, can our higher education institutions come forward and take on this mantle on their own shoulders, because governments will have their own challenges, because the internal combustion industry would have its own lobbying, because they cannot rule out. But the adoption of it is probably for the first time, there is a futuristic technology which can make India truly Atmanirbhar Bharat, because our dependency on oil imports would reduce phenomenally. And a lot of latent solar power, even many of the campuses have been talking that the money which they used to get from the grid by supplying the solar power installation, government has withdrawn that policy. So can that excess power be used for charging these electrical vehicles? Can the financing be given? Or maybe the couple of episodes we are seeing, the burning of some of the finest, I would say, electrical vehicles, can we give the research solutions to it all? So with this, I open up the panel, and I would request each of the panelists to give their opening remarks to that. And I would first and foremost invite the legend, the veteran of Sankhiki and hockey, Major Dhyanchand ke focus ki tarah, Professor Dr. R.S. Bawa Sahab, who is adept both in statistics and hockey. I would request him to give up his opening remarks to the panel and illumine us all. Over to Professor R.S. Bawa.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And I appreciate, first of all, let me give my regards to all the distinguished panelists, especially my old colleague Ishbir. I'm so happy to see you here. And again, I will compliment ISIE that you are really taking the lead. And your optimism of the host, I think, is really infectious. It's great to be listening to all that. But I would say that we have to look at the ground realities if we really want to bring in EVs. And the ground reality is that during the last couple of years, we have not been able to meet the targets. Overall, we have been able to meet just 15%. And I was just going through the details about the electric buses. We have achieved 51%. But in all other sectors, including two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and four-wheelers, we are far behind the targets, and it's somewhere between 10 to 15%. But what is the reason? I think it's not only the lack of government initiative. I think the whole ecosystem needs to be created, and I really appreciate that the universities so far have not been geared up. And except that the society is taking an initiative, and they organized a couple of competitions in my university also, for which I'm extremely grateful to this society. But otherwise, I think we still are talking about automobiles, and we are talking about automobiles with internal combustion. We have not really switched our gears to work on the kind of problems which will be faced by EVs. This is on technology front. Technology, I think we'll have to do a lot of research, as the research has been going on. I know world universities, best universities, helping the best brands to come up with new engines, new kind of technology, and so on and so forth. So I think that kind of thing is not coming up, and it's limited to a few research centers, like those who are manufacturing the kind of vehicles. The second thing that is very important is that in India and world over, the youth is very fond of speed, and electric vehicles so far, especially in India, the problem has been that if you drive it too fast, the battery life will be that much reduced. So that's another challenge, I think, how we are going to meet that, maybe in two-wheelers or whatever. The third thing which comes to my mind is the temperatures. I mean, I'm not an engineer, but I'm a little curious person. I'm fascinated by things, so I just try to find out. The battery's output in electric vehicles is optimum when the temperatures is around 25-30 degrees, and if it goes beyond 40, in any case beyond 35, it is reduced considerably. Similarly, in very cold conditions also, this will create problems. So this is another challenge. I think a lot of research needs to be done. The cost of battery, as we all know, I need not emphasize, that's another thing. And the cost of electric four-wheelers. I think two-wheelers so far, things are going on pretty well, except that these some burning issues regarding the catching fire of those things. I think, again, these are related to our, to my mind, technician work. I don't think there is something wrong with the technology. I don't know, again, I'm not a technical person. But I think workmanship in such state-of-the-art things have to be state-of-the-art. So the whole ecosystem needs to be reworked, and universities need to emphasize a lot, bring in that culture, not only buying of electric vehicles, but also understanding and doing a lot of research. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. That's what I want to say.
Thanks a lot, Professor Baba, for giving such a macro overview of the state of electrical vehicles, and he brought out a very important, a pertinent aspect of the speed part of it all. Yes, that is a limiting factor for sure. We would now go back from up north to down south to Dr. T. Sasi Prabha from the Satyabhama University of Science and Technology, and being a computer science scientist herself, and the kind of smart vehicles which are being curated in the West, and the kind of battery management software which remains a very key component of it also. From a computational perspective, and being the Honorable Vice Chancellors of a very eminent university, I will request her to come in and give her views on the topic.
So very good morning to all the co-panelists, and really I'm thankful to ISIE India chapter for having organized this wonderful topic, because so far a lot of webinars we used to have the topics on general education system, new education policy, like that. So this was very different, and it's a need of the hour. So we are all talking about different disciplines towards computer science and engineering, like AI, data science, those things we are talking. Now it's the right time that every institution, every university should open doors for starting the courses towards hybrid vehicles or electric vehicles. So right now in our universities, we started focusing, we have just initiated a triple department specialization on electric vehicles. So like that, every department, every university, they should initiate these type of programs, as well as they have to conduct skill development programs. And I know most of the institutions who are really doing research might have got a research centers focusing on batteries or the fuel cells, because energy storage systems. So in our institution is concerned, we have a Center for Nanoscience and Nanotechnology, where we have specialized facilities and scientists working on establishing fuel cells, then supercapacitors, and then we have people working on other alternate energy also, solar cells, like that. So we have a good research infrastructures focusing only on energy storage systems like batteries. So like that, that only the institution or universities like us can able to contribute in getting a good technology towards batteries are concerned. So as our previous speaker, Dr. Prabhas, was mentioning about the battery efficiency and then the temperature, how much it will stand. So all those things are really we got to look into, and the researchers in the universities needs to contribute on this direction, so that the overall cost of the electric vehicles will come down. So that is one of the very, very important aspects, the cost of the vehicle. And as our previous speaker was mentioning about speed, so cost needs to be come down and the speed needs to be increased. So a lot of research challenges are there in the institutions towards the hybrid vehicles or electric vehicles are concerned. So last week I came across our Energy Swaraj, one professor from Chetan Solanki from IIT Mumbai. He has taken a vehicle, one full bus. It was operated with the solar panels, and this solar 3.2 kilowatts capacity solar panel he has placed in the top of the roof of the, it's like a caravan kind of bus, and he has got around 6.2 kilowatts of battery, and he has got a 3 kVA inverter in the bus, which is actually that only that energy, the 3.2 kilowatts of solar panels are providing supply for operating the vehicle, operating in two ACs inside, then their cooking or other TV operations, all the electrical appliances which is required to run a small house. He can able to make it with the use of a 3.2 kilowatt solar panels. So I have really witnessed, and I was overwhelmed, because one bus can able to manage its transport as well as other amenities could able to manage with this 3.2 kilowatt of solar power. Surely it has got a huge scope in the future. So not only the electric vehicles, and similarly for the home appliances, everywhere, everything, it's a future, because I think we are not going to further depend on the fossil fuels. Appreciating ISIE chapter for having initiated this one and having hindering the institutions to focus more into opening the new programs towards electric vehicles and starting skill development programs for the students. Yeah. So skill development programs needs to be imported, because next decade is going to be the boom in these electric vehicles only. Now the cost of our fossil fuels is keep increasing. Surely, as a institutions, we need to contribute more into this field, and we have to increase the number of vehicles, the utilities or the users of these electric vehicles to the country as a to more. So that's my opening comment, sir. So as a from Satyabama, really we are doing good contributions towards research on these batteries, especially on solar cells, fuel cells, etc. So we have good publications, and really we have come out with a good technology also. So we have got a startup cell also, startup center, where we have 2-3 startups also are focusing on this producing good batteries for the electric vehicles. So thank you.
thanks a lot, Dr. Prabhas, who added upon a very, very important component in the entire EV ecosystem, the cost of things. So, Dr. Baba talked about the speed aspect, gave importance to that, and Dr. Prabhas has added upon the cost factor of it all, and her university is working very well on the research aspects of it all. And academicians are some of the finest and the first adopters. And the case study which she gave about IIT Bombay University professor about adopting a EV vehicle is so very inspiring. So from Chennai, we now move on to Ahmedabad. From Indus University, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Ishbir Singh, because Ahmedabad happens to be quite the center of all these futuristic frontiers, right from the Chief Minister Narendra Modi to the Prime Minister and International Solar Alliance, which he has created, the kind of global conferences which Mahatma Mandir used to see. And so from that hub of innovation, and you come probably from the second financial capital, converging engineering and economy both. So Professor Dr. Ishbir Singh, your opening remarks on this panel, sir.
Good morning to all the esteemed panelists. Thank you, sir, for introducing me, and you have already introduced Gujarat and Ahmedabad. So thanks to ISIEINDIA and ASTC Automotive Skill Development Center for giving me this opportunity to be the panelist among these esteemed delegates and panelists. And special thanks to my mentor and guru, Professor Dr. R.S. Baba, who has always been a motivating and a true team leader, leading from the front, whether it was NAC or organizing events through ISIEINDIA, whether it is solar powered car racing and so on. So thank you, sir, for your blessings. And when we talk about this topic, you have very well chosen the topic that emerging area electric mobility. Is India ready for the electric vehicles? So I'll directly come to the case study which you have already started with. Tata Power is already running a fleet of 90 electric buses in the state of Gujarat, Gandhinagar to Ahmedabad. 90 fleet of buses by Tata Power is running day and night till 11:30. I see in the night these buses are flying, whether the passengers are one or two. Thanks to the government, state government and central government for improving the infrastructure. Even they have organized 4-lane roads. The infrastructure the kind of government is providing, electric buses are being provided 4-lane road in the center on all the highways and state, national and state highways within the state. So that gives already a safe passage to these vehicles and increases the mobility as well as increases the safe passage for these passengers actually who were traveling by this. And they are flying throughout all the routes. So every citizen, whether it is from the Gujarat or anywhere else, it is being benefited. So thanks to the Honorable Prime Minister, his vision and the way he is leading the Gujarat model. And coming to the Atmanirbhar Bharat, I could see Ashok Leyland flying the buses in Tri-City, Chandigarh, Mohali, Panchkula and so on. Till Chandigarh University, I have seen the electric buses flying. So that Tata Power, Ashok Leyland, all these are participating in Atmanirbhar Bharat and progressing towards the solar powered vehicles or electric vehicles, working upon the battery efficiency, safety. We can see lithium ion and so many materials which are being worked on. And already Dr. Prabhas has discussed about the R&D which she is also doing in the batteries. I can see in the state of Gujarat, lot of government agencies, central government agencies are giving free of cost testing facilities to our students on these kind of things. So when I talk about Tata Power, we are going to sign an MOU in our university for electric vehicle power stations, charging stations. They have agreed to give us 10 years free of cost infrastructure. Only they will be charging some amount of charging bill from the consumers and a part will be shared with the industry. But thanks to the Tata Power who is ready to sign, and maybe within a week or so we may sign MOU with them. So they are aggressively marketing this in the universities because students are the first target of the companies, and that is the best way to lead anything from the front. Because students are the brand ambassadors, they are the first users, and they are the passionate people who starting right from the start adopt these technologies. And you have already said Indians are highly adaptable as compared to Europeans. So we are adapting at a very fast pace, whether it is pre-COVID era or post-COVID era. So nobody has stopped us, and our country has come out like anything from this, despite the fact it was a COVID era or a Ukraine-Russia war. And these two things have given India a chance to emerge as another superpower. Even Ukraine-Russia war is also giving us a lot of opportunities to become a superpower. Regarding safety, as Dr. Prabhas said, yes, there are concerns. So whenever there is a transition stage or a transformation stage, so these things we need to bear along with the scientists. But yes, our scientists, our academicians are working day and night to solve these kind of problems. We have nearby ISRO centers also. They're also working on such kind of problems like increasing the efficiency for rockets, satellites, and so on. So I think we are on a good track. A great pace is there. But yes, as Baba sir has said, some commitments have been delayed due to COVID or due to R&D facilities. But let's bear with that and hope the young generation, the way I could see the UG projects yesterday during a project exhibition, a lot of R&D they have done, which we normally see PG students or PhD students doing because of the infrastructure and the testing facilities that are being provided free of cost by the central government agencies. So I would again thank to all the organizers for giving me this opportunity and this platform to be among these panelists. Thank you.
In the classical, humble Gujarati style, Dr. Ishbir Singh is passing on all the credit to the governmental agencies, to the corporate agencies, but this is what the Indus University culture is all about. See, Government of India is giving all kind of schemes for the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat for everyone, but which all are adopting, this is so very eminent, and he added upon the institutional adoption. Like Tata Power is setting up the charging stations on the university campuses. This is quite very heartening, and this makes the university quite very preeminent in adoption of EVs at the institutional level. And also when he said that the UG projects are getting superior to the PG and even the PhD ones, this showcases the aspirational aspect and how they are making use of the testing and the infra facilities which is being provided. So they are bagging it fast, and probably in the next round of NIRF rankings, this very component of adopting the futuristic frontiers would be taken up by the committee over there. So very many congratulations, Dr. Singh. You have really added upon the next biggest dimension to the entire EV revolution movement out here. We would now go back to south to the lovely city of Krishna Koil, which is very close to the Sri Villuputhur shrine. And we have got Dr. Koteshwar Rao, who is the Director Academics at the Kalasalingam University, to give away, because he comes from a very charged up ecosystem out there. So his views and his thoughts on the entire aspects, that is India ready for EV, or what are the frontiers of EV at the Kalasalingam University? Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all the co-panelists and the audience. Actually, and thanks a lot for ISEI for organizing this discussion. I would like to put my view in two aspects. One, yes, technology development or adoption of the technology which is developed by great universities, and putting the graduates and postgraduates or the researchers to adopt or to innovate or invent new things in this area. At Kalasalingam, yes, of course, we have e-vehicles as a master's program in collaboration with ARAI. So we have PhD students jointly doing in e-vehicles together with ARAI and Kalasalingam. Other than this ecosystem, what is the real challenge, in my view, is to take the EV into the street is the skilling, that not the only graduates and postgraduates, the diploma level or certificate program level skilling is the real challenge. Even the two-wheeler segment, which is supposed to go ahead with the cost is not a big factor in the two-wheeler, it's not very highly cost, and you have so many companies coming up producing a lot of two-wheelers at affordable cost, and sometimes they are very competitive compared to IC engine-based two-wheelers. But what is happening is the skills to do the repair, the vehicle, skills to provide a solution, affordable solution when the vehicle gets repaired. So this type of skilling youth is a big challenge. If you see our ISB was mentioning and Professor Prabhas also mentioning, these infrastructure issues are there. Now Tata Power has come up with the TVS Lucas. Tata Power and TVS Lucas joined an agreement to provide especially EV infrastructure for two-wheelers throughout India. But where is the skilled youth? At the diploma level or you can say simply certification after 12th standard or something, to provide that ecosystem to take it to the further. So in this line, I think universities, we all should work out how to provide these skilling centers with the new NEP giving a lot of other possibilities, with the academic bank of credits giving some scope for them to later gain the degrees. I think that is a huge sector which is missing. And we at Kalasalingam, we are trying to have some kind of skill sector, skilling center to reskill the people, reskill the people who are working in these local, repair centers, garages, to bring them to reskill towards this EV related issues and problems to solve. And general public awareness is another area where everyone should make it. Even more governmental initiatives are required. Even academia should come forward to give that awareness. Even as we are discussing, I read one news in Vijayawada. They don't know how to put the charge. They kept the charge for the e-vehicle in the bedroom. Then the family, the vehicle burnt, and two people, one died and one person is seriously, serious casualty. So these two areas are the one which we need more promotion. I'm sure the government of India, as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat, they are doing a lot of technology adoptions, technological innovations, trying to create great infrastructure. But the bottom is after +2, where is this manpower to repair these vehicles? Otherwise, this two-wheeler segment also may go down if the things are not happening. Other big area is like you mentioned, the host mentioned before, you are seeing the people on the hackers putting the solar lamps and trying to use the solar energy. I think that is one area which comes in handy for the two-wheeler. A lot of research also need to come there. How the clean energy can be saved in the batteries directly. Then again, we are celebrating Earth Day, but whatever the energy we are generating it, again we are going to store in the battery. That energy is not clean. That energy is coming from the fossil fuels or whatever it is. But the energy to generate it and also to have for special infrastructure for the two-wheelers, I think that will make a lot of movement in EV sector in India. I'm sure the cost will come down once it scales up in the four-wheeler segment. But the two-wheeler segment cost is not a big factor. Definitely, skilling is a big factor. That's all my views, initial views. Thank you very much.
I think Dr. Koteshwar Rao has really touched that core of it all, which is very close to the entire doctrine of integral humanism, reaching out to the last man. He talked about skilling and upskilling the existing mechanics, and this is one frontier which probably our formal education system lacks. And the focus what Dr. Rao has brought about, that we need the new age mechanics and upgrade their status, their pride as well, to create this lovely ecosystem out there. And obviously he also touched upon the public awareness part, which is so very important. Like, we are one of the largest mobile phone users across the globe, 1.2 billion mobile users. So with e-mobility coming in, the public awareness aspect of which our universities would be truly a very, very important facet of it all. I would, before I come upon to the land of Gadar, to the land of Mangal Pandey's, and I would say the freedom struggles, to the Shobhit University, which has very fine frontiers of research, joined by a very aspirational Vice Chancellor. Before I invite Professor Amar Garg, I would request Professor D. Narayan Rao, who is a very eminent atmospheric scientist and the Pro Vice Chancellor of the SRM University, which has got footprints both in South and North. SRM University has quite a lovely footprint that way. So Professor D. Narayan Rao, I would request him to give his remarks give his views on this emerging frontier of electrical vehicles.
Dear moderator, Mr. Raghav Mittal, the co-panelists, and the organizers of the Imperial Society, I am highly grateful.
We can't see sir. Can you have him on the screen? We can't see sir on the screen. I'm just requesting.
Okay. No. I'm sorry. My video is off. Yeah.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah. The distinguished co-panelists and the organizers of the Imperial Society, at the outset, I am highly grateful to you for giving us an opportunity to participate in this. Let us look at the ground realities. As Professor Baba was telling, macro is fine. Today, what are the impediments in going for electric vehicles? One impediment is the cost. The cost of lithium-ion battery for a car sometimes is equivalent to the cost of the car, sometimes half of the cost of the car. Then, where are charging stations? Then, the range. So, keeping all this in mind, we SRM, being a highly research-intensive university in the country, we are working on these things. We have established SRM Amar Raja Center for Energy Storage Devices in collaboration with Amar Raja Batteries Limited, the leading battery manufacturer in the country. The objectives of this center are fast charging of lithium-ion batteries. Today, suppose if you want to recharge your lithium-ion battery, it takes a few hours. Nobody has patience. So we are working on fast charging of lithium-ion batteries. Also, as I mentioned, cost of the battery. We have developed low-cost electrode materials for lithium-ion batteries. On 29th, we are having discussion with Amar Raja Batteries. We are in the process of transferring the technology for low-cost electrode materials for lithium-ion batteries. Fast charging, low-cost materials, and then see, today the two-wheelers are getting exploded, as Baba mentioned. Now we have worked out the thermal management of lithium-ion batteries. One more thing, 3D printing of lithium-ion battery electrodes, unique in the world. We have developed the technology. Coming to the point, if you say electric vehicle in the world, people go for lithium. Where is that much lithium in the world? Of course, India does not have lithium at all. Even in the world, you do not have that much lithium. So we are going beyond lithium. Our colleagues have developed sodium-ion battery, which is the future. So these are the research activities that, of course, we are known for our high-end intensive research activity. Prabhas is known for it. Then one more thing. Now we are developing a hydrogen-powered fuel cell-based train in association with Integral Coach Factory of the Ministry of Railways. This proposed train will have 2 coaches with the fuel cells and hydrogen powered. The train will be operating at a speed of 75 kilometers per hour. In the next 3 years, this train will be demonstrated. So far, only Alstom of Germany has demonstrated. India will be the second in the world, and SRM is fortunate partner for that. We usually work on high-end technologies, as I mentioned. That fuel cell train, we are calling it as Jal Janak Rail. Jal Janak being the equivalent of hydrogen. Okay, now let us look at these research activities will go on. It will take some time, maybe 3 years, 4 years. Till then, what we should do? Electric vehicles may not be able to penetrate that much, whatever emphasis and incentives the government provides. It looks to be hybrids or the immediate options, so that one will have stress-free drive and without range anxiety. I worried if my battery gets exhausted. So hybrid looks to be providing stress-free drive without range anxiety. Hybrid vehicle will not cost much that. 15 to 20% more than the conventional vehicle. Anyhow, the industries will work. As far as SR Ministry is concerned, we are at this high-end research activity. We are ready for transfer of technology of low-cost electrode materials for lithium-ion batteries and battery management system, thermal management, and of course our students have retrofitted an e-bike. Rather, they have taken out the IC engine and then retrofitted with a lithium-ion battery. They are starting as an industry. So these are some of the activities of SR Ministry. As I said, we are highly research intensive. Yeah, thank you very much.
So Professor Rao has really brought about the strategic research mandate at the SRM University, and the way we are aspiring to replace the fossil fuels, the oil import by electrical vehicles. Professor Rao brought about a very, very important aspect, that where is that much of lithium. So we have to really look forward for different other ways of creating or storing the electrical charge over there, and the research going on sodium-ion batteries is really very, very encouraging. And sir brought about the entire trinity. He encapsulated very well the battery, the charging, and the range. So these are the three triad of the entire EV movement out there. I would now come back to the land of Meerut, to the India's most populous state, which is now witnessing a kind of a transformational governance on a host of frontiers, aided by, because governance is very, very integral to the furtherance of any innovation, any innovative ecosystem. And Shobhit University, situated right close to the industrial township of Modinagar, which used to be one of the symbols of India's industrial prowess in the bygone era, and headed by the Chancellor, a very inspiring one, Kumar Shekhar Vijendraji, and recently joined in by the doyen Dr. Ajay Rana, who brought about the other universities in research and development. Dr. Amar Garg, who happens to be a microbiologist by training, and he happens to be the Dean Research at Shobhit University, which has brought a lot of academic doyens on the campus, like Professor Moni, Madhaswamy Moni from the NIC and all. So I would invite Dr. Garg ki yahan par EV ke revolution mein aap kya gadar, what kind of a movement you are building up from this land of revolution. Over to Professor Garg.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for arranging this panel discussion on the most vital issue of the environment and economics of the world. I will come straightforward, being a student of science. On economic front, no doubt that the electric vehicle will improve the health of the country. Second issue about the environment, beyond any doubt, it will improve the environment. It will reduce the pollution, which is about 30% at present, just because of the vehicular pollution. And it will be able to help the country to save the money on the healthcare. The third point, I come back on the training part. This is the most important part, that unless the universities, institutes, they train the mechanics or the cheap or the available mechanics for this electrical vehicle, it will not be accepted by the society. The third point, I come straightforward to the cost. Because during this time, this is the emerging technologies. And the emerging technologies, you will find that in next 5 years, the technology will be replaced by the someone. So the resale value of the electric vehicles in 5 years, what it will be.
Wow.
If many of the persons like me or the middle class people, they think that what will happen after 3 years, 4 years to my electric vehicle. The maintenance cost, what I have seen or what I have calculated and what I have discussed with those people who are already having, the maintenance cost is not being reduced. I come on the very important issue of the environment. Being the sectional president of the environmental science of the Indian Science Congress, it is my duty also to apprise that the lithium-ion battery disposal is waste management. This is the most difficult aspect. And if we are going to dump in the sea, then we are going to spoil the entire generation, coming generation. As you know that in 1960 we introduced the plastic, and at that time the people were very fascinated to the plastic and it was introduced, and now you know that everybody wants to get rid of it. The bioplastic is coming, and the microplastic particles, they have been detected in the blood of the human. So this is creating something that the lithium-ion battery needs to be replaced by some other technology if we want to make it environment friendly. Second thing is that the resale value. As a resale value of the electric vehicles, that one very idea what I have, that it should be introduced in the phased manner. For example, in the cities, metro cities, for the city population, for the driving in the city itself, it should be made mandatory, so that the pollution levels can be brought down. On the long distances, again, still we can continue with the fossil fuel based vehicles for the time being, until the technology, until the things, they become standardized. So these are the things, and I come now on the Shobhit University. The Shobhit University has already started skilling and reskilling the pupil manpower for the electric vehicles, keeping in view the market demand. Already introduced the certificate course, the diploma courses at the Meerut campus as well as at the Gango campus. And the many students, the young students are very fascinating, even the girls. Even the girls.
I think there is some connectivity. I think we have lost Professor Garg for a moment because of technical issues, but Professor Garg has added upon the entire fantastic dimensions, adding upon what Professor
went wrong.
Sir, please. Some connection issue, no issues.
So public awareness. Our university conducted some of the survey in Meerut and in Delhi and in the rural area, and the public is still not convinced. Public is still hesitant, and the hesitation of the public is because of the one reason is the cost, second reason is the infrastructure, third reason is the non-availability of the mechanics, and the fourth reason is the safety. These are the four issues that is the public is still hesitant. Only the some fascinating people, youngsters, or a person like me who is very friendly to the environment or who is fond. So I would like to purchase the electric vehicle, but not the only electric vehicle. As a second vehicle. So this is the thing, but it is a reality which I have placed before the audience and before the panelists. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be on this great platform and a very timely required discussion, which is necessary for the public awareness. Thank you very much.
So a microbiologist had it say, he brought about the very critical component of the EV waste. We have still the e-waste management is still in a tizzy in the country, on the Swachh Bharat solid waste management, which we all lamented upon on Earth Day yesterday. So the growing menace of EV waste, disposing the lithium-ion batteries, for which Professor Rao has a solution. He is working at SRM University. So that was one very important aspect. And coming from UP, where the bottom of the pyramid of the country survives and thrives, he says that what is the resale value of it all? We used to see that TVC television commercial kitna deti hai, the Indian fetish for mileage of vehicles. So electrical vehicles ka resale value kya hoga? A very, very important component he brought about. The maintenance issues and the other four issues of, I think, the public adoption. He very well put it. about the cost, infra, mechanics, and finally the safety part of it all. So Professor Garg has summed up it all in a fantastic fashion. I would now like to invite the Honorable Director of Alliance Partnerships and CSR at ISIEINDIA, Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers, Mr. Shubhankar Chakravarti, to talk, to illumine our Saptarishis about the specialization program in EV, which ISI is bringing about. This program is being offered in collaboration with Plugin Up. So I would request Mr. Chakravarti to please talk about this program and how it will empower our universities all across our academic institutions to adopt, because before the public adoption large scale will happen, I think an institutional adoption, which in some way Indus University has shown some blinks of it, the way of strategic collaboration. So over to Chakravarti sir.
Thank you, Raghavji, and thank you all the eminent guests to give us such a good insight on the subject. I'll just sum up from the beginning what are the challenges ahead and how we can solve or get to the challenges. Number one, primarily when we talk about EV ecosystem, we have a stakeholder as government, which defines the policies, which defines the direction of the industry where it is going. The second stakeholder is the companies which manufacture electric vehicles. Manufacturing of electric vehicles, so many companies have come in. Companies like Escorts have come into manufacturing, into construction equipment in electric. Then JBM has come up, Tata has come up, MG Motors have come up with so many two-wheeler companies which have flourished in Society for Manufacturers of Electric Vehicle. Around 85-90 companies are there. So many companies are there which have ventured into electric vehicles, seeing the potential business. Number one. Number two, now what the challenges the companies are facing are the trained or industry relevant manpower, which is the essential part. Now, when I talk about industry relevant manpower, it's not only into the manufacturing lines, production lines. It is also into the service industry. It is also into charging infrastructure. So there are three potential areas where the lack of manpower is there. In the research, they are tying up with different universities like SRM and VITs and other universities where they are IITs also they are doing the research. But the major issues they are facing is the manpower to produce, manpower to service. Here we come as a company where we address to this issues which when the companies are facing. Now we have designed courses called specialization courses, which goes in tandem with the BTech courses, BTech mechanical, electrical or electronics courses with a specialization in EV. It's a 36 credit course which we have designed. It can be started from 5th semester. So we have kept 5th, 6th and 7th as 2 theory plus 1 lab courses, and 8th semester is the 100% internship, which culminates into placement. Wherein these colleges, students they get placed into different type of companies. Similarly, we have started another specialization module. We start from 1st semester onwards. 1st semester 1 theory plus 1 lab, and it goes up to 7th semester. Again, 8th semester is a internship, because until unless in electric vehicle hands-on training is available, they will not be able to open up. They will not be able to cater to the industry. Number one is this. Number two, we are opening up center of excellences in different industries, and we plan to open around 100 by 2025. And this centers of excellence is in association with MG Motors, Hero Electric, SMAB, and our courses are certified by ADS, Automotive Skill Development Council, SDC. So this is the way we are addressing the major issue where, as Garg sir has told, where they will get the mechanics, where they will get the service professionals. So that is the place where we are preparing students or manpower for the industry to cater to these needs. Because, and another challenge which the industries will be facing in the coming, it has started facing, is fierce opposition from ICE engine lobby. So it is going to face a fierce opposition, and recently we have heard so many news of Ola scooters getting burned out and other things. So it is going to be a tough fight for electric vehicle, but as the government is supporting the industry, Gadkari Sahab has also told he is hell-bent in making the industry fossil-free. So that is a good sign for the EV industry, and let's see what happens. But the major challenge is research and development in battery sector, research and development in charging infrastructure technology, and the manpower. So herein we also normally we as a company, we as an organization, ISIE, we take part in helping the organizations to create manpower for their needs, industry-relevant manpower. So that's how we do it. We had been in touch with many of the industries, universities here, displaying our programs and other things. So we'll definitely again approach them.
I would request Amol to flash that creative for this specialization program for all these Saptarishis to unveil it on this momentous occasion. And like it has been quite a mini Niti Aayog kind of a close conclave, I would say, summing up the entire vistas of the challenges. Let's read it out. This is the whole program. What a lovely creative and what a lovely program that its eligibility is for the first, second and third year of bachelors of any branch of engineering. So like IT became ubiquitous, so that is what ISI India is talking about, that let the EV revolution become ubiquitous across the branches of engineering, and 14 plus specializations are there with 20 plus hours of learning, complementary boot camps and mini projects in every semester. And they also assure 100% assured placement. It's a frontier tech, so no doubt that placements won't be happening. And the certification would also be coming in from the ASDC, and some of the, I would say, laundry details of the program fee, which is quite nominal in all fashions. So the country saw a change of guard of the Niti Aayog vice chairperson late last night when the incumbent Professor Rajiv Kumar resigned, and we have got the new vice chairperson of the Niti Aayog to give a different fillip to the national policy. And perhaps the findings, I would say the minutes of today's session are so very elaborate, right from the resale value, something which is so insignificant for the top honchos at the Niti Aayog. What will be the resale value of an EV? We have got those very footprints out here. I think it was a lovely session, and ISI would be really culling out a report, a white paper on today's discussion from all the Saptarishis, and like the plow, all the 7 stars are out there in the design of a plow, and they all point out to the pole star. So today's deliberation truly points out to that pole star of Dhruva Tara. We all call about it, and the national movement for transforming India's mobility, devoid of fossil fuels, would truly be ignited and catapulted by today's session. This is our hope and belief, and with this, I think we come to the close of this beautiful session, and any closing remarks of any of the Saptarishis out here are most welcome. With all your presence, I will request Shreya Chaturvedi from the ISI India to give away the vote of thanks, and then we will sum it up all. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, and everyone present here. I want to express my sincere appreciation to all the experts, Professor Dr. R.S. Baba sir, Professor Prabhas Shankar Shukla sir, Dr. Sasi Prabha ma'am, Professor Narayan Rao sir, Professor Ishbir Singh sir, Dr. Koteshwara Rao sir, and Dr. Amar Gar sir. And special thanks to our moderator of the session, Raghav sir, for their inspiring words and depth of understanding and ability to present the subject in such an interesting way. I'm sure everyone is enriched by the session. I would like to thank Shubhankar sir for your presence and giving the thoughts about ISI India. And we hope that now you are aware of required roadmap for the use of electric vehicle and to bridge the gap between the industry and academia and to bring this change. We are really looking forward to find the possible synergies for the collaboration and looking forward for further more discussions. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you and namaskar. ठीक है, we'll leave.
open